Will there be a problem with new GTA 6 Online? Let's solve potential future problem. So, it seems terrible that we will move on from the pandemonium of GTA Online. Despite the anarchy of Los Santos, I still like it deep down. Anyway, for players who might have a similar dilemma, I thought Rockstar might be able to do something like this to fix it. Details on GTA 6, new and old cars, solution to the patrol system, and many more in today's video. Don't forget to subscribe for more daily GTA 6 content. Thank you for all the support. It's still crazy to think that just Vice City downtown could be as big as 3 Los Santos downtowns combined from the GTA 5. And here we could see the Venetian Islands, Biscayne Islands, and the other pictures as well, and this is how it looks like right there. So it's really far away, and it's massive over here as Venetian Island and Biscayne Island as well. Next up, really hope Rockstar adds the Miami GP track in GTA 6. Yeah, this one looks pretty cool, and if we'll have race tracks in the GTA 6, that would be amazing. Just any of them would be pretty cool. Coolest car in every GTA, the Sabra Turbo GT, it needs to be in GTA 6. What other cars do you want to make a return? So this is the real life version, partially of the Sabra Turbo and 1970 Chevelle, the other half of what makes a Sabra Turbo in 1970, 442 Cutlass, as first pick is Chevelle and second one is Cutlass, so basically that's what we could see. Next up is, will we get an updated Banshee? So this is the little nitpicky, but it's always irked me how in GTA 5 we got a cockpit based on Corvette or cockpit based on the CS7 Corvette, but the Banshee never got an updated model based on the 5th gen Viper, even though the 5th gen Viper came out before the C7 Corvette. Next up is potential problem solved for integrating the current GTA Online into the GTA 6. So it seems terrible that we will move on from the pandemonium of GTA Online. Despite the anarchy of the Los Santos, I still like it deep down. Anyway, for players who might have a similar dilemma, I thought Rockstar might be able to do something like this to fix it. Players of each game get a portrait in their buildings of their characters from the previous game, linking them. This is the purely psychological tactic to make players feel like they have been integrated and provides players who give their character lore some comfort and create a crime dynasty in their imagination. Rockstar keeps many of the current vehicles in the game, though maybe more hidden, so that the original players will get their beloved DeLoreans Deluxes, but we'll have to find them, rather than instantly see it pop out. I actually assume that Rockstar does not want to add every remake of the Doomsday Heist, so there could be some kind of feature where one must gain access to the cars another way. Alternatively, they just leave it in the open and hope the new players miss the reference. GTA Online is slowly updated to sync it with the GTA 6, though I have no idea how that might work just yet and might just entail adding the new cars to Warstock or something. And finally, since GTA Online is supposed to be contemporary, I think players should be able to mail each other items and money, though limited by times, so that players do not just dump their entire fortune across, but within the reason. Not exactly going to be able to fit MOC in a Cuban 800, so you either need a bigger plane or have to send them money across to buy one. If they have it, I think the players of each game, assuming they have both, should be able to do a quick mission where they take a plane filled with their assets and have to somehow escape their respective from airports from each game. Then return to their respective city. Upon launching the other game, players are prompted to visit the airport and collect their delivery, maybe featuring a cutscene as the plane flies off, waving goodbye and so on, maybe featuring other modes for transport too. However, I think that some items should have restrictions, as I am sure the US government will have a problem if I come across in an Akula to drop off 1 million unregistered dollars. So what do you all think? And have I missed anything you might want? Any problems? Thank you for reading. Also, next up is GTA 6 leaks. In a sprawling city of Los Humores, Jason and Lucia find themselves unintentionally entangled in the wackiest criminal escape betas. As Jason, a former mime seeking a new gig, and Lucia, an eccentric pastry chief with a knack for chaos, embark on a series of comically misguided heists. Little do they know their adventures involve stealing rare, oversized deserts and outwitting a gang of rival mimes who control the city's laughter supply. As they navigate through absurd missions, unexpected alliances, and the occasional pastry-themed vehicles, chaos ensues, making Los Humorosos the weirdest crime hub in GTA history. Just a little joke right here. Single-player cars. So do you guys think we'll see the same system of not adding multiplayer cars to single player? It still kind of ruins the immersion and fun of free roaming in single player that it seems like there's only like 20 cars you can come across in the world, while online I think the catalog got up to like 500 plus cars in the GTA Online. Even in online, you will never steal a car off the street, when that's literally the name of the game. You're a criminal in a vast open world and there's 3 of the same car at one red light. Hopefully this game has some more traffic variety. Any thoughts on this one? Imagine we could play Vice City within the GTA 6 as a sort of Easter egg. How cool would it be if there was a house where you could interact with a TV and play the original Vice City? The game would open even safe so you could come back anytime to continue, and perhaps once it's completed you receive a hidden achievement. We can already play arcade games within the past GTA entries, and a copy of San Andreas can be seen in Michelle's living room in GTA 4, so it's not like the franchise isn't self-aware of other titles. It's also not like it would be game breaking to do in this day and age, and the original game was only around 1.5 gigabytes, so won't exactly make a difference to a game that's probably going to be on the heavy side of 200 gigabytes. I mean, it'll be pretty pointless and the majority of people probably wouldn't play it, let alone complete it, unless it's essential to 100% the game, but hey, it would be a neat little feature. GTA 6 is definitely turning into the most nostalgic entry so far for most people because of Vice City, and it would be so easy for Rockstar to crank that nostalgia up with this huge idea. On the details in GTA 6. Don't underestimate Rockstar, check out the numerous videos on YouTube talking about the details in Red Dead Redemption 2. I am by no means a professional dev, although I do make games in my spare time, so firstly, to those saying that the GTA 6 will not have all the details from Red Dead Redemption 2, I must correct you there. Sure, specific things like Bathy might not return, but there are certain things that become part of the engine during the Red Dead Redemption 2's development. Things are reflective eyes, fog effects, and gun mechanics are all programmed into Rage, and would be quite ODD to be removed just to be reprogrammed again. This point also applies to physics. Aside from Euphoria, which everyone loves, the vehicle physics are not usually built from scratch for every single project, only extended, modified and tweaked. The details about the Fat Man compressing the tires on the bike could very likely be in the final game, despite what people say shouldn't require too much black magic to implement, as the high level requires modeling tire pressure and suspension physics, as well as just knowing the rider's weight and position relative to the bike. The only thing I would admit changes in animations. From the video about the making the faces of Red Dead Redemption 2, the animators manually tweak the facial tracking to look as good as possible. And from the way Sadie talks with her teeth to the way Mud Girl sticks out her tongue, it was probably all painstakingly animated, unless they made some cool new touch to model it, and which is what they tried with GTA 5 according to the video. By the way, I've also seen people talk about how shark cards are the reason GTA 6 has taken so long, and to that I can only really love, because for starters, the money a previous title only benefits the next one. The extra money probably allowed Rockstar to expand their workforce, allowing them to really push what they'll do with GTA 6. And things like recycled vehicles also don't make sense either, as they must have an entirely new important process to correctly generate all sorts of stuff the vehicles in GTA 6 will use. Plus, all their recycled vehicles have new texture work, which sorta defeats the purpose of recycling. And I don't know what other things you guys think are for the trailer, but feel free to ask about them in the comments and I'll try to give my best answer again. Also, the solution to the fuel patrol system. I have an exciting idea as on how they could implement fuel satisfying both sides. Personally, I would love a fuel system. Just imagine stealing a random car only to discover that the fuel is almost empty. However, there are many people who think otherwise, as the acceptance of this idea also hinges on the rate at which the fuel depletes. And in my opinion, a fair range for a full fuel tank would allow you to drive about 3 times around the entire map. But hey, that's just my perspective. Let's cook. Single player story mode. In this scenario, it would make sense to have it enabled, as the story is crafted to be as immersive as possible. Perhaps they could add the option to turn it on or off for those who dislike it. GTA Online. Now, Online should take a completely different approach to this fuel concept. Considering the diverse opinions on the system, I've thought of a system that could please both sides. I present to you Refuel Garage Upgrade. As you progress in the game, you'll eventually buy larger garages, and similar to what we currently see in GTA Online, Rockstar could add an option when you purchase the garage, an option that allows you mechanic to automatically refuel the cars you store near your garage, as the fact that this is an additional upgrade provides people with the freedom to choose not to buy this option and refuel their cars manually. That's all the information I got on the on GTA 6 today so far, so check out the next video that is going to be tomorrow. See you in the next one, and peace.